All right, so again, thank you everybody for being here today at the second day of the Alchemy Event. We're going to have an amazing speaker, Sudi Burnett, who will be here in just a moment. But again, everybody, thank you very much for being part of the Alchemy Event today. I can't say that enough. It's just an exciting weekend that we've had. And I will be presenting my own lecture, actually a live extraterrestrial channeling with a Adronis that'll be starting at 2 o'clock today. I am also taking private sessions, 20 minutes for $20 in the booth in the back, if you guys like to sign up for that. Your own personal session with a Adronis, and it's an open Q&A. You can ask anything you want. So again, that's going to be happening in full presentational feature at 2 o'clock for about 45 minutes. As Adronis is going to be talking about entering galactic society. I don't know, I heard that was either a message from God or that was Skype for a second. Sorry about that. Hey man, how's it going? But yes, again, thank you everybody for being here. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to introduce our wonderful presenter today. Her name is Sudi Burnett, and let's give her a round of applause and bring her on up.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to welcome you all and everyone who was watching us through Telesummit. Good morning to you guys. Whenever time it is, there is my great friend. Good morning, love. Okay, so I would like to start with telling you a little bit about myself. As you heard, my name is Sudi Burnett. I have been working as a personal trainer, life coach, healer. I have my own international show for the last 12 years. And I had no intention on starting that show. I was actually involved with a film project. And then someone contacted me and asked me to be co-hosting a TV show. And I said I had no intention, and it wasn't my interest. So he was very, how should I say, he was pushing it really hard, and finally I got into it. After 12 years, I realized the purpose why I got there. And as you all know, there is no mistakes. We are exactly standing where we have to be. Every experience that we go through is just to bring us to this point. Okay. So, since I'm going to talk about holistic medicine and the right approach to weight loss, I'm sure a lot of you have tried in the past to lose weight. How many have tried to lose weight? Raise hand. Okay. And you did it at some time, and you weren't, maybe you were successful, but then the weight start creeping back. So I would like to open it up here. Are we all ready to hear this? Yes, okay. First thing I want to tell you that we all have information, and information is not enough. I am going to give you a lot of information, but you have to understand, in order to be successful, not only in weight loss, anything in our lives, it's not about information, it's not about education, it's about our programming, okay? So if you want to achieve any goals in your life, it's not what you think about, it's about your belief. It's what you have programmed. And until you guys don't get into those old programming that is not working any longer and clean those up and start with a brand new program, it's not going to be working, okay? So in order for us to achieve our ideal body weight, we have to understand that we are dealing with 4 different planes of body. We have spiritual body, we have mental body, we have emotional body, and we have physical body. As you all know, this is like having a house with 4 rooms. If you put too much attention and focus on one room, you're going to be successful as keeping it clean, but the other part is going to get messed up. If you put too much focus and attention on your health, then your relationship might go wrong, right? So we have to kind of bring the balance. The key point here is to have balance, and without that balance, is not going to be working. So I'm going to start with spiritual body, because to me, that's the main point. Now, how do we work on our spiritual body? Every morning when you wake up, before you do anything, before you check your emails, before you even leave your bed, you are going to make a connection. This is like switching on the light. When you switch on the light, you see everything clearly. But when you don't, you're going to stay in the dark. So that switch has to be turned on at all time, not some of the time, okay? So you make a connection. The first step would be that you be grateful and appreciate everything that already exists in your life. The reason I'm against making New Year resolution is because what do you do when you make a New Year resolution? You are concentrating on everything that you don't have. Your New Year resolution is about the body that you don't have, the money that you don't have, the relationship that you don't have. So you are on negative vibration, right? So that's why New Year resolution doesn't work, because you are already on a low vibration and frequency. So in order for us to achieve anything, we have to vibrate on a higher vibration. When we are in lack, when we have anger, when all those sadness, depression, you are vibrating at a number of 200 and lower. When you feel love, joy, bliss, you are vibrating on 500 and above, right? So what does law of attraction tells us? Like attract like, right? So if you get up in the morning and you're feeling of lack and what you don't have, you're vibrating on a low frequency. And as a result, you're going to attract the same events and situations in your lives, right? So it's very important to pay attention on the vibration and the energy that we are in. So, going back to our spiritual body, after you appreciate everything that already exists in your life, you are on a higher vibration. You are in positive vibration. Step number 2, you will announce that you are letting go of all controls. One of the main reasons that we have so much chaos in our life, because we are thinking we are in control. We want to control the situation. So when you announce that I'm letting go of all the control, you know better, then that would release a lot of tension and resistant energy that is not working. Step number 3. You announce that I'm surrendering. I am surrendering and I'm letting go of all control, okay? And when I do that, I realize that there is a higher power that is helping me. I am not alone. I am being protected. So automatically, I'm in a positive energy. So in a spiritual plane, when we talk about spiritual awakening, is that I realize before I enter this world, I have picked up a scenario. Okay, that's the scenario of my life. So I understand that I am the writer of this movie, I am the director, I am the producer, and I am all those actors and actresses. So in reality, whoever comes in my life is only a projection and a mirror that's showing me what's going on in the inner world. Where do I have problem, right? So when we say you are creator of your own life, what does that mean? That means you are writing this scenario. You are attracting the right people at the right time to show you what is not working. So if you have issues with your parents, with your mother or with your father, until you don't resolve those issues, you're going to keep on attracting the same people over and over in your life. And you see them as different people. That's why you say, oh my God, I just attracted my mother. Oh my God, I just attracted my father. Because you are still dealing with the issue that hasn't been resolved. Okay? So now, after I understand that I am a creator of my life, I am choosing these people who are coming in my life, and I understand that I cannot trust my six senses. The reality that we call reality is not even close to the reality. So when I get a better understanding of that there is no past, there is no future. There is only one true time, and this is now. But what do? We always blame ourselves or have shame about what happens in the past, and we are constantly fearful and worrying about what is going to happen in the future. So we are never actually in that true time, the real time that is now. And as long as we don't appreciate being at this time, which is the true time, we have never ever lived our lives truly and fully. We've been distracted with the past and the future. So I had a little speech yesterday for those of you guys who were here, and I talked about myself having out-of-body experience or projections, and the picture that was shown to me, that it's like a computer screens, and there are windows there. Each time you click, you see 1920s, you see 2030, you see 1900. These are all in one page, and we choose as we click on each of those windows what time and what we want to experience. Okay, so the reality, as we call it reality, is nothing close to what it is. Now, going back to our spiritual, from the time that we are born, from the time your mother is holding you in her stomach, every feeling and energy that she feels, you are picking up that energy, okay? So if your mother has depression when you are in your mother's stomach, you are grabbing those energy and you start making blockage in your chakra. So as the time goes by the time you reach the age 7, you have picked up so much energy from your parents, and you made it your own, that they don't even belong to you. But unknowingly, because we don't know the energy, we just keep picking up things and we think it's us. So if we don't understand the energy, yesterday for those of you who were here, you felt like how the energy shift as each speaker comes on stage, right? When I was studying out-of-body experience, they really go in detail in knowing the energy. And they were explaining that, you know, you can walk into a restaurant and you are feeling pretty good. But if someone before you sat on those chairs or those tables, if somebody was arguing and having disagreement with each other, and they're gone, and you go and take their place, that negative energy is still there. You sit there, and unknowingly, you're picking up that energy. After a few minutes, you start getting into an argument, and you don't understand. You walked in there, you were feeling pretty good, there was no problem between you and your husband, and suddenly, it just something triggers, and you just get into an argument, right? So it's very important to understand the energy and how much energy we pick up from other people. And we make it our own. We think that's my energy and my feeling. Somebody comes and talks to you about the problem and the chaoses that's going on in their lives, and then you pick up all that energy. Unknowingly, you feel depressed, and you're not aware of it, that these are not your problem. You just picked up that person's problem and their energy, and you made it your own, right? Okay, so going back to our spiritual body, when I have an understanding that what is true, what is reality, when I understand that I have picked this scenario and I am a creator of my own life, then I understand that I should not be reactive to any situation. The minute I learn that by not being reactive, jumping at someone who talks bad about me or anything like that, the minute I understand that and I am not being reactive, I just go back, get within, be at the state of now in silent. When I stay there, there's no chaos and there's no problem there. As I can connect with my inner self, when I make a connection with my higher self, then all those chaos and the problems, they go away. These are all just projections. Do you guys agree with that? Yes? Okay. So when spiritually I understand what is my purpose of being on this earth, my purpose of being here is to have an evolution for my soul growth. So I didn't come here to worry about educations or about having someone in my life or any of that. Now, after I realized that, life became much easier. Every time there is chaos coming on in my life, I start thinking, okay, let's see where is the lesson here. And I'm just going to be still. I'm not going to be reactive, and I'm going to move on. So that's a spiritual part. Now I'm going to move on to mental part. This is where we have a major problem, right? So, how does our brain works? As you all know, we have two-side brain, right side and left side. And you all know that they say men only use one side of their brains. Women can use both sides of brains the whole time. Okay. Now, we also here dealing with conscious mind and subconscious mind. When you consciously decide to do something, when you consciously decide to lose weight, your subconscious is playing its own show. You have to remember, as I mentioned before, from the time that you are in your mother's stomach, every event, feeling, energy is recorded there. And because you guys don't see it right now or you are not aware of it, it doesn't mean that it's not there, right? So when you consciously decide you want to lose weight, your subconscious starts, wait a minute. According to my record from the time you were age 7 or 10, you picked up this stuff that you're not good enough, or you know you're never going to make it, you're like your aunt, you're always going to be fat, and And those belief system is going to work against you. So you decide you want to lose the weight, You're going to start Monday, suddenly something triggers, okay? So we have to be understanding that here at our brain, we're dealing not only with our conscious, but also subconscious. Now, going further back, we have 3 layers of brain stashed on top of each other. Every event or whatever happens, dramas that happened in your life, is also recorded on your 3rd layers in your brain. So when you are consciously again deciding to do something, it's just going back to that trigger and something triggers in. You decide that you're tired of living your life alone and you want to have a partner. Where is my partner? Where is my soulmate? Where is not there? The minute you meet someone, that trigger goes on, the fear of losing. So if you lost your parents at a young age, which I did when I was 10 years old, the fear of losing is make me to think that it's never safe to be in a relationship because they could be gone the next day. So as when I meet someone and I'm getting into a relationship, unknowingly that fear trigger goes on. And I start to feel uncomfortable. I start unconsciously, I start doing things to sabotage that relationship. Okay? So this is where our brain is starting to create problem for us. Now, I'm going to give you all the solutions, how to work with all these levels. First is knowing and understanding it. Next, I'm going to move on to emotional body. So when our brain, like a satellite dish, picks up all this energy, picks up all these vibrations and everything. Can I have you please sit down? You're blocking the lady behind you, or the gentleman. Thank you. So when unknowingly our brain starts like a satellite dish picking up all the vibrations and everything and gives it meaning, then those translation gets into our emotional body. We start to feel it in our emotional body. Now, in our emotional body, what's going on there again is through all the programming, all the beliefs that stacked up. It's just like a mosaic. From the time I'm born, this event, this event, this event, they start stacking on top of each other. And most of us, because we don't deal with any of that, we just put them. My father dies when I'm 10 years old. I don't know how to handle it. It's too much for me. I put it in a closet, shut the door. Sometime, someday, I will get into it. I get into a relationship. I haven't solved that first problem. I get into a relationship, it's not working. I'm getting a divorce. I don't know how to handle it. It feels too bad. Put it in a closet. We keep on doing that and doing that, not really getting with our emotions and feelings and solve that closet gets filled up. Now is the fear to even open it, because we know if I open that closet, everything is just going to stash out. And then it's even going to be harder for me to deal with all these situations that I never worked on or deal with, right? So this is what I did. This is going to take a long time. You have to be patient. But what I did basically, I sat down and I rewind this movie. And I sat outside myself and watched it as an outsider. Because if you're going through your life scenario and you're still acting in it and you're still involved in that movie, you can't really see what is going on. You have to sit back and rewind that movie, not one time, 100 times, 500 times. Then when I'm looking at it from the outside, I'm saying, oh, this is what happened. So if I am a perfectionist, and I have a video of that on my YouTube channel, Sudi Burnett, you can go on Facebook and you'll see it. I talked about perfectionism, and I only came to awareness when I rewinded that movie And I saw myself as a child, my mother was giving me a lot of compliment. You're the best, you're the smartest, you're the sharpest, but your nieces and your nephews are always number one. So the bottom line message of perfectionism, what is it? That I'm not good enough. If I feel that I'm not good enough, I'm going to struggle all my life to prove myself to every single person that I am good enough. So that creates a perfectionism and is a hard life because you are constantly in competition with yourself to achieve more, to get more, to do more. And, you know, yes, darling. So we all feel that, right? So this is in the emotional body. You have to rewind this movie and you're going to see where did that belief come from. And so many things I pick up that it's not even my own. So many things I picked up from my mother, and then it took me 40 years to realize, God, this stuff wasn't even mine. I picked it up from my mother. I picked it up from my sister. And I carry all this weight, and as life went on, I became heavier and heavier and heavier. Okay? So this is the reason that it's very important for you to spend that time alone and keep on rewinding this movie and see where are all these feelings and emotions are coming. This is the reason when you decide consciously to lose weight, you're not able to do it because of all the old programming and all the belief. So when law of attraction tells you, ask and you shall receive, it needs to be a correction there because you're not going to get what you want. You're going to get what your belief system is. Okay? That's why so many of us have problems. If that was true, all of us would ask and we should receive. So why are we all suffering? We don't have enough money. There's so much chaos in our life if it was as simple as that. So it all goes back to my belief system. And in order to deal with my belief system, you have to keep on rewinding this movie and see where are you stuck. What is your belief system? And you have to clean up. You have to work on it. And this is going to be a long process. Then I'm going to move on to our physical body. So here's the deal. If I don't, if I don't work on my spiritual body, if I'm not connected, then I'm going to have a lot of problems. And as I explained, in our mental body, we're going to constantly pick up information. We are going to grab a lot of thoughts that they're not us, like the emotions that we pick up. So what are thoughts? Everything that we think has vibrations. It has energy. Every emotion has vibration and it has energy. So how do we pick up thoughts? Thoughts are just vibrations that are circulating on air, right? So we pick them up. Our brain, like a satellite, it just tap into it, pick it up, and then again, we're making it our own. We feel like, oh, these are my thoughts, right? So here, you have to understand that why do we say do a daily meditation? Daily meditation is to be centering ourselves, to be still. Thank you, darling. You're so sweet. Thank you, honey. So we do daily meditation not to fight our thoughts, because I see a lot of people email me or talk to me and they said it's very hard for me to meditate because as I sit down, all these thoughts start coming to my head. And I always tell them, I said, meditation, it's not about fighting with your thoughts. It's not about being thoughtless. That is never, ever, no matter if you meditate 100 years, you're still going to have some thoughts entering your mind. So the meaning of meditation means that I sit there and I be still. I watch the thoughts that are coming. I realize, oh, this is another thought. And I just watch it. Don't be reactive to it. Don't get angry why I cannot quiet my mind. Just watch it and let it pass. So when I do daily meditation at the beginning, there are going to be so many thoughts that are coming. Oh my God, my rent, she'll look at me bad. Why did that person did that? A lot of thoughts is going to come. When you start to watching that thought, like a river, a river. You're just sitting still, and you're just watching the thought, and you're just letting it pass. And then you go to a space of nothingness. That space of nothingness, it's very small at the beginning. But when you show yourself, when you show up every day for daily meditation, little by little, when you're not fighting those thoughts and you're just letting it pass through, you're going to be having less thought and more space in between each thought. And then it's going to be more space, less thought, more space, less thought. So this is meditation. Don't fight. Every time we fight something, we're just giving it more energy and more strength. So we just need to be still and watching those thoughts to go. Now, why is daily meditation so important? Because if I don't get to that space of nothingness, I am going to be constantly in my head. Do we enjoy ourselves when we are constantly in our head? Or we are constantly struggling with wrong messages, with feelings, with things that we see, with things that we don't like. So our mind, it's not being helpful. Our mind is constantly giving us wrong messages, self-sabotage, all of this. So when I get to that space of nothingness, that's when clarity comes in. And for the first time, if you guys reach that space, you see that in the space of nothingness, that stillness, there is so much that is going on. It is in that state of nothingness, when I'm sitting in my garden, that I can feel everything that is going on in earth. Everything that's going on, there is a life underground. I will fully connect to the energy that is surrounding me. I could totally hear the symphony of birds. So that state of nothingness, it's full of opportunities and things that are going on. And it is in that state, when I'm really connected, that I can get the message. I can get the true messages. When I do daily meditation, before I go do my TV show, I get guided on what I need to say today. The first time when I was doing a daily meditation, and I got guided that today start your show with meditation, as I say every day that I'm a servant, how may I serve? I got the message. I never say no or argue it or anything. So I went to my show and I said, well, I got the message that I have to start the day with meditation. I got to my head, what the hell are you doing? How are you going to do this? How are you going to start this? And then it was like the spirit just knocks me out. And I went into meditation. I allowed the spirit enter my body, and for 50 minutes, I did a meditation. The time was lost. I was not there. I didn't feel anything. I didn't know what was coming on. And after 50 minutes, when they pointed at me, your time is up, I just looked at the monitor. I had tears running from my eyes, and my mascara was running down on international TV. And I'm like, oops, okay. So I wiped up my tears. And this is when we are really in the moment. This is when we are allowing our spirit to run the show. This is why it is important to get out of our head and be in that stillness to get the real message. Do you guys agree? Yes. Everyone is so quiet. Okay. So that's why we do daily meditation. When I do out-of-body experience, I do an event. I have someone to come and play the drum, and we dance for 1 hour. The purpose of that dance, hopefully, I think I'm going to get another half an hour later on today. We practice that and we experience. We do intense dance, and the purpose of that intense dance is for us to get out of our head and allow the spirit to get in. And you are not going to believe, I have people who come to that event with arthritis, painache, but when they truly, really get out of their head and they allow the spirit to get in, they do movement that you will not believe, because all our limitations comes from our mind. And anytime I can get over that stage, let go of my thought, all my limitations are gone. If you have MS, you're going to be doing stuff that you never, ever going to believe. Okay? So this is why we need to start working on not to be on our head at all time, and get within and get to our heart, allowing our heart to feel and to talk to us. And let go of the ego. Let go of ego controlling our lives. When I'm getting in my heart, I lose my identity. It is hard for us to lose our identity. I'm a personal trainer, I'm a doctor, I'm a chiropractor, I'm this and that. These are ego-based. This is not who I am. That's when all the separations comes in. We meet somebody and, what did you study? What's your degree? Oh, okay. So what do you do? What kind of job do you have? These are the ego base. So the more I work on myself to get to know the true selves and let go of the ego, all these problems, somebody talked bad at me, somebody sent me a bad email, is not going to throw me out. So one of the things that I've been doing and I'm still doing is to work through my ego, to allow myself to receive that bad comment or bad email and say, this is just perfect. This is fine. So working with our ego, recognizing our ego, it's very important, and letting go of our identity. So you want to lose weight, you have to let go of all the emotions. Every emotions, every baggage that you're carrying from the past, every event has weight. So the more you let go of your emotions, the lighter you become. When you go and you stand on a scale, what do? You take your shoes off, you take your jacket off. Every layer that you take out is going to make you lighter, right? So if you want to lose weight and lose that weight permanently, you have to let go of all the past. When you understand that there is no mistake, every event, everything that happened, you divorced 10 times, it is correct. It has to happen to bring you to this space, to appreciate what's coming on. So you need to let go of every emotions, and then you have to let go of everything that you attach to, all your attachment. This is my mother, this is my sister, this is my brother, that's my husband, this is my house, this is my jewelry. The more you let go, the lighter you become, and the more you're able, because that is not your mother, that's not your father. This is again what we see in reality, that we make a connection. So every emotion, work with it. Imagine a river. This is what it was. I am accepting it, and I'm letting it go. Next emotion. Look at it, deal with it, let it come out, truly feel it, and then accept it, and then let it go. So as you're letting go of all those attachments from your mother and your dad and your husband and your wife and your house and your education, let it all go. And then you can truly become light. So going back into how do I achieve my goal to lose the weight and to be permanent is when you truly connect with your inner self. When you let go of those emotions, you're going to become skinny. I can talk to you days after days about the right diet, about the right exercise, how to do this and how to do that. But those are not going to be fun. You gain weight not because of what you eat. It's because of what you feel. It's because of your disconnection. The minute you make a connection, the minute you truly feel and understand who you are, you understand that you didn't come here to achieve the perfect body. And when you make that daily connection and you feel good about yourself, you get to your true essence, which is love and light. Your body, this machine, it's a conscious, intelligent. It knows much better than any of us do how to operate. So we don't need to get involved. The problem is, again, we want to control this machine too. We want to control its weight. We want to control its size. But if you can trust, let go of control, surrender, and just be in peace with yourself, you're going to have your body. You're going to have your true ideal body. But that doesn't come with diet. That doesn't come with exercise. That doesn't come with any of this. It comes with me knowing who I am as a spirit, connecting with that spirit. And then you can eat all you want. You will look at a chocolate and you're sending a negative vibration to it. Oh my God, that's so tempting, but I'm going to gain weight if I eat it. So you sent a negative vibration to that piece of chocolate. And because your belief system is telling you that that chocolate is going to make you fat, it is going to make you fat. But if you eat that chocolate, really be in that moment, enjoying it, that chocolate has a positive vibration because you loving it and enjoying it. And because of that positive vibration, that chocolate is not going to make you gain weight. Do you believe in that? What's going on between you two? Teasing you? Okay. What do you want to share the teasing with us?
He's my kitty. my special person. My son, is Moon Queen.
Okay. Can we hand that lady a mic so everybody else can hear her? No? Come on, do you have a mic around?
No, we can move on.
No, you don't want to share it? Okay. So, let's get back. Okay, guys, so it's truly not what I'm eating, it's how I'm feeling, okay? And I'm going to highlight back. So in order for me to achieve any goal, whether it's weight loss or anything else, I need to truly understand this complicated machine. I need to understand that I have 4 levels of body. I need to make a connection spiritually every day. I announce that I'm letting go of all control. I announce that you know better. I announce that I'm surrendering, and that's spiritual. Mental, I understand that I have right side brain, left side brain. I'm dealing with conscious and subconscious. So when I'm consciously deciding to do something, my subconscious mind is playing a totally different game and is having his own show coming. So until I don't get to that, to make a connection between the conscious and subconscious, I am not going to be balancing my life. And then on emotional body, I am going to sit back, watch my life movie, rewind it, not only 1 time, but 100 times, sit outside, from the outside, watch this movie, what happens when I was born, what belief system I picked up, and then work on cleaning and clearing. So I want you to remember that information, education, it's not going to do it for you. It's all about your programming. It's all about your belief system. And when you, at the emotional level, go back and deal with all those emotions that were never resolved and clear those out, then you can start with a new program, and that program is, again, the program that you are choosing. Know the energy, understand that this world is made of energy, so you are constantly vibrating. We are all vibrating. If you have bad feelings and bad emotions, such as anger, such as jealousy, I'm not good enough, I'm a perfectionist, you are going to be vibrating at a number of 200 and lower. But when you are feeling love, when you are in a state of joy and bliss, you're vibrating at 500 and up. So since we say like attract like, in order for me to achieve anything, my soulmate, the business that I want, the weight that I'm desiring, I have to be vibrating on a higher vibration, 500 and above. And then on a physical level, we have to move, guys. Our body is created to move. So probably all of you guys seen that. When you sit all day, do nothing, and watch TV, at the end of the day, do you feel good or do you feel more depressed? Huh? Tired. You're more tired, you're losing your energy, you feel depressed, you feel bad. Okay. But when I start moving, any kind of movement, what happens? The chemicals in my brain start changing, right? So if I have ADD, if I have OCD, if I have bulimia, whatever problem, mental problem that I have, when I start to move my body, those chemicals start changing. My brain would release endorphin and serotonin. Those are the feeling of feel good, okay? So we have to move. Choose an activity that gives you pleasure. Don't do anything that's not going to make you feel good. Because if you're not going to feel good, You're not going to be on a high vibration, and you are not going to do it for a long time. Don't force yourself to lift weights if you hate weightlifting. I promote that, right? I talk about the importance of, having muscles and all of that stuff. But if you hate it, you're going to be on a negative vibration that you are not going to achieve the real goal. So choose an activity that you enjoy and try this. Play your favorite song and allow your body to move to it. Allow the spirit to get in your body. I would even recommend, if you guys can, dance naked in front of a mirror. Okay? That's a really, really good practice. Huh? We do it on the next session. When we do out-of-body experience, I get you all guys to get naked, and then we'll dance all naked here. Yeah. You didn't hear that, people from other side. That was just a joke, okay? Yeah, so dance, take all your clothes off, because you really want to be light. And as you're dancing, allow the spirit to come in and see your movement. See how you will feel good. Now, when you start dancing, don't let your thoughts to get in again, because your thought is going to make you concentrate on what you hate about your body, okay? Your eyes, like a laser, is going to go to your thighs, if you don't like your thighs, in your stomach. Like I said, I've been working as a personal trainer basically all my life. And when I talk to people, I said, okay, so what is going on? The first thing I hear, I hate my thighs, I hate my stomach, I hate this, is always about hating. And I always say, hold on a second. What kind of energy is hate? Is it a positive energy or is it a negative energy? What message are you sending to the universe when you say, I hate this body? That means you didn't do a good job, right? Doubting it that, you didn't make me perfect. So I have to understand that this body that I'm using at this time is not even mine. Even our physical body is not ours. It's just something that is given to me at this lifetime. You put it on like you change your dress. Next lifetime you come in and you get another body. So when people ask me, they said, what do? I hate my body. I said, next time make a better choice. They're like, well, I hire you. I'm paying all this money to make me have a perfect body. And then you're telling me next time? I said, well, darling, you're not getting the big picture. So what is the big picture? The big picture is my purpose being here on this earth. And sometimes I ask, some guy hired me last week, and he was like 400 pounds. And he says to me, he said, I hate my body. I said, what else is new? So does everybody else. And then he said, okay, so I said, let me ask you a question. Why do you want to lose the weight? He says, so I would feel good. I said, so you think you're losing weight for you? He said, yeah, of course. I said, okay, let me ask you another question. If I left you at an island just by yourself and there was no one else, so you could mirror and see the difference on someone else, you were just alone by yourself, would you still want to lose that weight? Would that 400 pounds bother you? He said, no. I said, there you go. Didn't you say you were losing it for yourself? He goes, well, I guess not. So this is what it is. We never want the ideal weight for ourselves because we are so accustomed to see. My self-worth comes from how the society sees me, And I work on that. I make mistake purposely just to say, this is good. For me, someone who has suffered from perfectionism and having OCD, I got to a point to say, you know what? I am going to make mistake. And I do it on purpose. At every TV show, I make a mistake to show my viewers that it's okay for me to make mistake. It is okay for me to be me. I tell the truth. If I don't like something, I say it. I know most of you who are here who pulled me aside yesterday and were complaining about something. None of you guys had the gut to go to the right person and tell your complaint. And I said to each one of you, why don't you go and talk to that person? Well, no, it doesn't look good. Okay, you're feeling it, right? This is what you're thinking. This is what you're feeling. Why don't you have the guts to go and say it? So we have to learn, and I worked on this too, that it's okay for me to be me. I'm going to tell you what I think and how I feel, whether you like it or you don't like it. I'm going to share with you how I truly feel. And why is that so important? Because to me, it's okay to be naked. To me, it's okay for you to see who I am. I broke all the walls around me. And I can stand here and I tell you every single thing about me that I don't like, and I don't care what the society is going to think of me. Okay? So it is important for us not to have a nice face and then turn around and say something bad about that person. It is okay for me to be me. I want you to see me. Let's break all those walls. Let us be true. Let us show ourselves. I was talking to a girl that she's going to a date, one date after another. So she hired me as a life coach. She said, I'm sick and tired of going on a date and it's not being successful. I said, what do you do when you go on a date? She says, well, I do the right thing. I said, I don't know what the right thing is. So tell me what is the right thing. She says, well, I try to be really reserved and mysterious. I keep asking all the questions. I don't give out any information about myself. And I ask a lot of questions. I said, oh, and this is the right thing? She goes, yeah. I said, well, honey, that's why you don't have anybody in your life, because you create so much walls around you, and people today don't have the time and the patience to break those walls. That's why you're not with anybody. I said, when I go on a date, you know what? At the first 5 minutes, I put everything on the table. This is who I am. And people say, don't do that. You're sharing too much information. He's losing all the mystery. What mystery? Who am I? I am a human being. I am a soul who is pure love and light. And if he cannot see that, too bad for him. Okay? So I am going to be me. I am going to show you my true self. And let us all be that. Let us all be brave to show really who we are. Okay, my time is up. I got pointed. Don't come up here, Said. I want to stay away. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Thank you, darling. I want you all to know that I love you from my heart. Let us all share that life. Let us not allow any energies to change our energy, okay? Don't complain to me today anymore. You have a complaint, go to the person. Be brave. Have the guts to go to the person that you have problem with. And let's try to feel the truth and talk the truth. I love you all. Thank you so much.